Focus on two things. You should write it down. It's called quotient. Write down quotients. And then write down qualities we should achieve. As a human being or as a student, what we want that we should be successful. We have to be successful. And you know that after 4 years, when you will be graduated, what we want that the qualities that you need to being a professionally successful, and even successful in the personal life, you must have few qualities. You must achieve that. And the university is the place actually where you can nurture all the qualities, and you find a platform where you can exercise those qualities. Now, if you just go for this word, what is quotient? Have you heard the word quotient? No. Quotient means it's a technique that measure your ability or measure your qualities. Like, I think all of you have heard few words, something like that, IQ, right? What is that? IQ, what does it mean? Intelligence quotient. That means how intelligent you are can be measured out. How do you measure out that intelligence quotient? How? Like your ability to solve the problem. That makes you what? It means, like we say that, his IQ is really good. What does it mean? Meaning that he can solve the problem very easily. That makes him what? It means that he has got some intelligence quotient. Powerful, good. And how many quotients are there? Let's go for it. If I just draw a circle here, can you draw it? Draw a circle. And what is the degree of a circle? 360. And what does it mean? You know what? I want to be 360 degree. What does it mean? Yes, all-rounder. Meaning that in every area, you are so much strong. That makes you a 360 degree perfect man. When you say that, this guy is a 360 degree guy. It means what? In every area, he's very much strong. Like when you say that Saqib Al Hasan, A.B. de Villiers, you say that this guy is 360 degree. What does it mean? He can play in any area. That makes him what? 360 degree. So the 360 degree is a word. It's not related to the circle actually. It's somehow 360 degree means that, what does it mean? It's meaning that you have a strength in all the areas. That makes you a 360 degree guy. Now if I just draw this, can you just write it down? IQ, EQ, SQ, AQ. Done? Now if I find it out, now go for this one, IQ. What does it mean to have IQ? Intelligence quotient. Now if I ask you what is the intelligence quotient, it means that the ability to solve any sort of problem makes you what? A good IQ guy. It's meaning that you're really strong to solve any kind of problem. It can be mathematical, it can be life hacks, it can be anything. When you can take immediate decision, smart you are, profound decision you can take, it makes you what? Having a good, huge IQ. And now go for the EQ. What does it mean to have EQ? Emotional quotient. Emotional quotient means that, look, we all have rough patches in our life, right? Life is not always the smooth going. You have some emotionally, you are going to be up and down. Sometimes you are going to be jubilated, you are going to be so happy, and sometimes you are going to be the unhappiest person in the world. Sometimes you are going to gain and sometimes you are going to lose. Sometimes you are going to build yourself and sometimes you are going to break yourself. It's all about adjustment. So when you have a very powerful emotional mind that takes right decision in the right time, it means that you have very good emotional quotient. You get it?
Yes, sir.
Emotional quotient is the ability to deal with the rough patches of life. To deal, it's something like ensuring the mental stability, the psychological stability. That's called EQ, emotional quotient. Now think of yourself right now. As you grow up, I think you'll always have some emotional transaction with human beings, right? The male is going to have emotional transaction with the female is going to have emotional transaction with the male. But at the end of the day, if there is something wrong happens in your life, what you have to be? Strong. You cannot break down yourself. And when you have that power to control your emotion, it's meaning that you have supreme emotional quotient power. Got it?
Yes.
Then come for SQ. SQ means what? Social quotient. Why are you not writing it down? SQ means what? Social quotient. Now what is social quotient? Social quotient is all about networking. It's all about what? Networking. It's meaning that right now from university you have to build your network. You have to connect with the people. And when you have that social quotient power, meaning that you can connect with the people. And right now what? We are becoming so introvert. Do you know why? Because we are so much dependent on the social media rather than social activities. Right? Like how many of us attend the funeral? Funeral means janaza. We don't attend the funeral, but we on the social media we say what? Inna lillahi wa inna ilaihi raji'un. Right? It means what? It means you are much more dependent on the social media and you are considering yourself that, well, I'm being a bit social. But social quotient is nothing to do with the social media. It's all about connecting yourself with the people around you. Building the relationship. It might be professional or personal. You'll see that there might be a student who has got a less CGPA, very poor CGPA. Imagine that he got only 2.5. And the highest achiever, the highest CGPA achiever in this classroom, he might remain unemployed. But the less CGPA achiever, he is doing a great job in the company. Why? Exactly. Networking. Connection, the ability to connect with the new people. So as you grow up, my dear students, meaning that as you are at the university, make sure that you have the ability to just take the new challenges, to have conversation with the new people. Now look, the boys, you can become a good bunch of friends when you want to connect with each other, when you are free to listen, and when you are free to talk. And then you have a very good, you nurture the ability of social quotient in your personality. Now come for AQ. What is AQ? AQ means adversity quotient. Adversity. I think I should write it down for all of you. I think many of you are not getting it. EQ means what? Emotional quotient, right? And then go for what? SQ means what? Very good. Then AQ means what? Adversity. What is the meaning of adversity? Adversity means that life is full of distress, right? Life is full of what? Sufferings, tribulations, trials and errors. And you'll commit so many errors in your life. Let me give you an example. What is adversity quotient? In any time in life you might be might be in trouble anywhere. Let me give you an example. Imagine that you get into the bus and you reach your destination, and then you found that you don't have your wallet. You don't have your what? Wallet. And the helper of the bus is asking for the fare of the bus. What will you do? What will you do? You'll say, Mama, sorry, aajke nahi. What will you do? The very first thing you'll do, you'll request him, right? Extremely sorry, I don't have this. Number two you can do, since right now you have Bikash and something, the second thing you'll say, okay, if you have Bikash, I can say, I'm just sending you right now. Even if you don't have Bikash, what will you do? I think you'll get to the next passenger or someone sensible in the bus, you'll say, would you just please give me 20 taka loan, I'll be giving a flexi load. It happens with everyone. I don't know if it ever happened with any one of you, but it happened with me as well. Like, even if it may happen, you lost your phone in the bus and you have to make an urgent phone call. How will you convince the guy? Look, what happens actually. If I lost my phone and you are roaming around, I say that, may I make a phone call? You're not going to trust me. Do you know why? Because the criminal does it. They make a phone call from your number so that you are being tracked and the police comes and arrests you. Will you trust? Will you trust? How will you do that? Look, you lost your phone. Imagine, girls, you lost your phone in somewhere. You have to make phone call to your father immediately because you have to be saved. You are somewhere, you have lost everything. What will you do? And you find that there is no traffic police, there is no one, and you find that few strangers are moving around here and there, and you want to make a phone call. Do you think that they're going to allow you to have a phone call? Sometimes yes, sometimes no. How will you request? Now, this is where the adversity quotient comes into action. Your convincing power. Your convincing power. How you are going to convince that guy? Please let me make a phone call, please. It's very urgent. If someone doesn't listen, then you're going to go to the next one. But you're not going to give up. And if you just sit on the street and you say, I lost my phone, it's not going to make you anything at all. It's meaning that you're too poor and you're too weak to deal with the tough situations. But when you have that adversity quotient intact, you're going to find a solution for that. The problem is not going to give you trouble, but rather you're going to look for a solution, what you can do actually. Right? So that is called adversity quotient, how you're dealing with those difficult situations of your life. Clear? So that's why you need knowledge actually. This is why you are at the university. This is why, you know what, you are going to have your higher education so that you exactly know how to deal with all those things. Now, imagine that, if I ask you, imagine that someone comes to you and trying to make a phone call from your phone. What should you do? What should be your activity? Are you going to allow the strangers to make a phone call from your phone? Yes? Yes, you can. If someone is really in danger, you are going to allow, right? But what should be the steps you should take before you allow the guy to make a phone call? 1, you have to speak in loudspeaker in front of me. 2, I'm going to record the call. You always do it. I'm going to record the call, whatever the conversation is, because safety matters. Get it? Because look, I might be in danger and I'm coming to you. May I make a phone call? But you never know that I'm just calling a drug dealer. So make sure that you record the phone call and do it in front of me in the loudspeaker and record it. Keep it, because you never know what comes around. You get it? This is all about the techniques you have to invent to deal with those adverse situations in your life. You got it? This is all about the quotients. So now ask yourself, how many quotients do you have actually? Look, now you might be upset that, sir, I don't have good intelligence quotient. It's not a big deal. I already give an example that students having a highest amount of intelligence quotients doesn't mean that he or she will be successful. Someone having a great AQ and SQ can be in the higher position than the guy who has got IQ heavily. Why? Because life is all about adversity, right? Life is all about difficult situations. So if you have this ability to deal with the problems of the life, you become successful somehow tomorrow or maybe day after tomorrow. You find that there are so many good, you have so many good friends and good students you have who can solve the math easily. But you find him in what? He's not vocal. He doesn't have a very good SQ or AQ, and he falls in trouble. Having less IQ is not a problem, but having less AQ and SQ, problem. IQ is a gift from God. AQ and SQ is something that you have to build it for yourself. If I let me give you an example. Do you know Lionel Messi? What do you say when Lionel Messi plays around? Gifted. What do you say? Gifted. These guys, God gifted. But when Ronaldo plays, what do you say? You never say he's gifted. You say he worked hard, he practiced hard. And this is all about SQ and AQ. Messi is all about IQ. Now you got it? If you have less IQ, it's not a problem. But having less SQ and AQ is a problem because you have to build it by yourself. You cannot give any masala to increase the brain, no matter how many Horlicks you have finished in your life. It's not going to give you the brain. You cannot increase your IQ. But tough situations in life and the way you deal with the tough situations in the life makes you stronger, makes you a compact guy. You get it? Now come for this one. Second, some qualities that what you need actually. Let me tell you one thing, that I'll be telling you one story and just one quality I believe that all of you must have. What makes people generous and what makes people really great? It's all about kindness. It's all about what? Kindness. You have to be kind all the time. No matter how brutal you are, you have to be kind. Imagine that, if I give you an example, imagine that so I'm here actually. Before I just jump to that quality, I want to share a story. I just forgot. I want to share a story, and you should listen to the story carefully and make sure that you prepare a good lecture on that, on the presentation. It says that a boy and a father was on the train, and they were having a beautiful journey on the train. That's the first journey the boy is having on the train. So suddenly the boy looks outside and he said, "Father, the sky is blue." And the father says, "Yes, the sky is blue." And the train moves on again, and he looks outside again, and then again he asks the question, "Father, the trees are green?" Father replies, "Yes, the trees are green." All of a sudden he asks the questions again, another silly question. He looks at the face of his father and says, "Father, are you my father?" And the father replied, yes, I'm your father. So a lady from the backside knocks and said that, I think your son has some psychological issues. You should allow him to visit a psychiatrist. Because look, imagine that if you're asking your father, that father, are you my father? You cannot ask this question, right? So what was the reply from the guy? What was the reply from the father? The reply was something like that. He said, dear ma'am, this is the first time my son is witnessing the beautiful sky. He was blind of his whole lifetime. He had an operation a few days back, and for the first time, he's witnessing this beautiful environment, beautiful atmosphere. And for the first time, he's looking at me. And then the man said, every life has a story to tell. Never judge. So as you grow up, my dear students, you have a story to tell. Don't be judgmental. Stop it. You never know who is going through what. If you're seeing that I'm riding my bike and you see a lady on my back and you say, oh Hasina. And you say that, sir, I saw you. And then you came to know that she was my sister. Don't be judgmental. The lady roaming around with me might be someone else that you're assuming. And if you see me that I'm just, it happens sometimes that I'm on tea shop, I'm just sipping a cup of tea and say, sir, I know, what do you do? Because you came for the same thing, huh? Never be too judgmental. You cannot judge me on the basis of that. Right? Always remember, never be too quick to judge your friends or your family members. You have to wait until you see something, until you witness something within your own eyes. Don't do it. And there's another thing that you do, you people. You do what? Even you'll find that the problems you'll have actually as you move on, you find that it's all about the backbiting and slandering against your friends. Stop it. Be matured. Your backbiting doesn't stop my success. Your slandering doesn't stop me to grow. Stop it. You don't have to do it. Kindness. The next quality. The first story is what? Every life has a story to tell. Don't be judgmental. This is one. Number two, kindness. Imagine that, okay, you can see that as you move on to the society, you find that it's too hot outside and we are allowing the poor people to drink cold water, right? You're serving them free, the cold water. So when you see that, why are you serving the cold water to the poor guy? Why? Because it's an act of kindness, right? It's an act of generosity. And look, kindness has a circle. It's really interesting. I don't know if you have ever thought like that. Kindness, it has a cycle. What is the cycle? The kindness, it means there must be a giver, right? There must be what? A giver. And the giver does what? Gives the kindness to what? And there must be a receiver, right? Receiver? And from the receiver, the giver is giving the kindness to the receiver, but in the middle there is another one. There is another one. Who is that guy? Witness. The guy who witnessed the kindness, he is going to do the same thing to others. And this is how the kindness, that's why the kindness is most powerful quality that a human being can have. Kindness. Make sure that you have this kindness. Spread it. Don't be too harsh all the time. Sometimes you have to be so kind. Be kind. Kindness makes you great. Now come for the last one, the last point. I think we're almost done. Again, a story to you. I think you're going to learn from this story. Hello? হ্যাঁ আমার প্রশ্ন জি বলছেন আচ্ছা আমি তো একটু ক্লাসে আছি ইন দ্য মিডল অফ দ্য ক্লাস 20 মিনিট পরে জি হ্যাঁ আচ্ছা তো সে বলছে sorry for the interruption. Last story to you. Learn it and do it. It says that a guy who was really was the head of a company actually. He always used to have, he used to give lectures and the sermons, and he used to be a trainer actually. So he says that when I was the CEO of that company, when I was visiting for a training, then I found that the hotel is booked for me, the room is booked for me, everything staying room, everything is just top notch. Before I want a cup of coffee, someone is ready to serve me a cup of coffee. Everyone is ready to serve me. It's something like I'm someone special. But after 10 years, and he's narrating it's a real life story. So when he's narrating the story, he says that, and today I came into the same place. But today, not as the CEO of the company, just only as a member, as a retired member of the company. But today when I was asking for a cup of coffee, the man next to me was showing me, serve yourself. And I served a cup of coffee in a styrofoam cup. It's meaning that you have to serve yourself. And then he says, but previous year, when I was looking for a coffee, but just 10 years back, I was looking for a cup of coffee, and someone was there and hold me a ceramic cup of coffee and served me. But today I'm in the same position, in the same place, and when I was asking for a cup of coffee, and the reply was, serve yourself please. And that styrofoam cup, you call it one-time plastic cup, serve yourself, and I'm serving myself today. And then he said that 10 years back, when someone served me coffee in a ceramic cup, it was not for me, it was for my position. But today, when I was asking for the cup of coffee, when I have to serve myself, since I don't belong to the position anymore, so I was being served and I have to serve myself in a styrofoam cup. Then he says, people respect your position, not you. If you find that the chief of army, if he retires, do you think that he has got the same value? No one cares. Imagine that. And today you are respecting me, but tomorrow when I won't be your teacher anymore, you say that you don't even notice me anymore. People respect your position, not you. But be someone genius, be someone like that, where people never respect you for your position, but respect you because who you are. Make yourself that much great. You get it? I don't know if you're writing it down. Number 3, last, not the least. It's all about consistency in your life. Consistency makes you perfect. Consistency gives you pleasure. Consistency makes you who you are. You are going to fail all the time, but if you keep trying, you find there is a result coming out. Imagine that. I think many of you you go to gym, many of you are involved with exercise, right? Or not right? Right. You want to look good, you want to look slim, and what do you do? So you take yourself admission to the gym, and the first day you worked hard, so you just worked out so much, and you are standing in front of the mirror at night. Do you find any change? No. But if you keep doing it for 6 months, and if you stand in front of the mirror, change? Yes. There is a change. Consistency. It might be little thing, but do it for every day, and that makes you successful. That brings the consistency. When do you go to the dentist? Imagine. Brushing your teeth for 2 minutes every day, 2 times, keeps you away from the dentist, right? But if you're not brushing for 1 week or 1 month, brushing 2 minutes doesn't make you feel anything. Okay, you just brush your teeth. But for 1 month you're not brushing your teeth, what will happen? You will suffer. You'll have to go to the dentist. Obviously, right? But each day, only for 2 minutes, when you brush your teeth for 2 times in a day, doesn't have that much change. But consistency, every single day you are doing, and that's why you don't have to go to a dentist. Consistency. This is what life is all about. No matter how small the task is, do it consistently, and you will find the result. A rose doesn't grow when you plant the trees and you say, from tomorrow I'll have roses in my garden. No. You have to nurture it, you have to take care of it, and then you'll find there is a rose blooming out in your garden. So make sure that you have this consistency. Being a good student doesn't make you great, but a weak student who is consistent in the classroom is great. You get it? Thank you so much. Now you'll have to listen to the whole lecture, and then you have to make a summary of the whole lecture, then you record it. You have to speak in front of the camera, record the thing, and you can use slides even. You can use the slides. You can make the slides like IQ, SQ, AQ, EQ. You can make a slide, and then you can give a presentation on that. And the qualities that I have mentioned about, you can make a summary of it, and make sure that the presentation is only about 3 minutes. How long? In 3 minutes you have to bring up all the points, and then you have to give the presentation. But before that, I will ask the IT guy to upload the video so that you can see the video and you can take notes and make the presentation. Thank you so much, everyone.